You're probably wondering why I come to Brighton. Well, I'll tell you why. I'm here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here as an inspirational speaker. I'm here to help, right? Yeah. I'll just take a quick look at this front row and these couple of boxes, and I know I've got my work cut out tonight. Yeah, let me just divest myself. Here we go. Yeah, many thanks, Igor. Here we go. Now, I'm here tonight as an inspirational speaker. I want to help you, ladies and gentlemen. I want to help you. I want to inspire you. And tonight, I want to take you, ladies and gentlemen, on a journey. We're going to go on a journey together, an incredible journey together, right? Yeah, because I think it's fair to say right now in Great Britain, our leaders have let us down. Would you agree with that? Yeah. Our leaders have let us down, haven't they? So it's time for us to do something. Because it's all very well, yeah, when you're watching football, it's all very well blaming the manager if the team isn't playing well. Yeah, it's all very well doing that. But in the end, it's the players on the pitch who can alter the course of the game. And we are the players on the pitch. It's time for us to pull our fucking socks up and crack on. Yeah, so I'm going to take you on a journey. I mean a proper journey tonight, a proper journey. Not like a reality TV journey where someone cries twice and thinks that means they actually have a personality. No, a proper journey, an arduous journey, like flying all the way to Hamburg and firebombing it for 3 consecutive evenings. Maybe that's a bad example. Anyway, the point is... Still, they started it. Had to stoop to their level to finish it as well. That's half the problem. That's why we can't forgive them. Anyway, the point is... Don't forget, the point is... They're obsessed. The point is... I want to take you on a journey. Tonight, I want to be the grit in your oyster, ladies and gentlemen. The grit in your oyster. And I mean the sort of grit that gives you a pearl. Obviously, not the sort that gives you, you know, like the shits for a week. You know, it feels like your guts are a tea towel being wrenched out like that and you have to put paper down for splashback. No, I want to be the pearl in your oyster. I want to take you on a journey, because I think you'll agree with me. Yeah? I mean, by the end of tonight, you're going to have done things you never imagined doing when you walked into a theatre tonight. Yeah? By the end of tonight, you're going to be different people. That's a promise. That's a promise. We're going on a journey, right? Yeah? Because right now, I think it's fair to say, I'm sure you'll agree with me if I was to say to you right now, in Great Britain this minute, we have got the worst government ever. Yeah? Yeah? I can't hear you. We got the worst government ever. Yes? Yeah, we have. Look at them, bunch of Tory toffs, yeah? In bed with the fucking Liberals in a headless chicken coalition. Look at them. Useless. Yeah, no plan B, cuts, austerity, double-dip recession, trying to privatise the health service, going back on their promises to everybody. Yeah? Double-dip recession. Worst government ever. In bed with the Murdochs. Look at them. Corrupt bastards. Worst government ever. Agreed? Yes? 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 Yes, without a doubt. Mind you, they're having to clear a lot of mess left up behind by the last lot. By Gordon Brown, who, in my view, was the fucking worst government ever. That was the worst government ever. You look at him. Boom and bust. No boom and bust. He booms it, he busts it. Destroys the housing market. Millions of dollars, billions of dollars disappear. Deregulates the banks. All gurgles down a great big fucking debt hole. Creates an economy that can't fucking work. Worst government sends our boys to Afghanistan without a right kit. Worst government ever. Yeah? Yeah? Yeah. Mind you, he's clearing up the mess left behind by Tony Blair, and that was the fucking worst government ever. Illegal war, dodgy dossier, PFI in the NHS. Worst government ever. Worst government. Mind you, he was clearing up the mess left behind by John Major, and that was the worst government ever. Hey, privatised the railways. What'd you do that for, you twat? Hey, back to basics, has sex with Edwina Curry. That's not leadership. That's not setting an example. Worst government ever. ERM exit. Yeah, causes a 15% interest rate in a housing boom. Crash. Worst government ever. Mind you, he was clearing up the mess left behind by Margaret Thatcher. And that was the worst government. Worst government ever. Yeah, poll tax, miners' strike, Falklands War. Worst government. Mind you, she was clearing up the mess left behind by Labour government, Jim Callaghan. That was the worst government. Winter of discontent, causing the IMF to bail Great Britain out. Crisis, what crisis? Trade unions out of control. Worst government. Mind you, he was clearing up the mess left behind by Harold Wilson, who was so bad at being Prime Minister, who drove him meant he had to give up. Worst government ever. Mind you, he was clearing up Ted Heath's mess. Oh, what a mess. 3-day week, minor strike, power cuts, took us into the fucking EU, the treacherous bastard. Worst government ever. Mind you, he was clearing up Harold Wilson's first attempt. His mess was the first attempt. Devaluation of the pound, 67. Got rid of the grammar school. High taxes for the rich. Trade unions out of control. Worst government. Mind you, he was clearing up the mess left behind Douglas Home, who was only in 9 months. Tory, did nothing. Worst government ever. Who'd taken over from Harold Macmillan, who nearly killed us all in the Cuban Missile Crisis. Who'd taken over from Anthony Eden. Worst government ever. He broke the British Empire with the Suez Crisis, the stupid fucking worst government ever. Who'd inherited inherited that policy from Winston Churchill, who was half dead this time he was Prime Minister the second time round, who'd taken over from Clement Attlee, who used our Marshall Plan money not to rebuild our economy, but to just spunk on the fucking debt and then create a welfare state that doesn't work if you've actually got unemployed people. Worst government ever. Who'd taken over from Winston Churchill, who won us the Second World War. Mind you, he was clearing up after Neville Chamberlain, who took us into the Second World War. You don't know what'd you do that for? But he'd inherited that policy from Baldwin, who'd taken it over from Ramsay MacDonald, who'd taken it over from Baldwin, who'd taken it from Ramsay MacDonald, taken it over from Baldwin, who took it over from Bonar Law, who was Canadian, couldn't be a Prime Minister in Great Britain, it killed him. Simple. Who took it all over from Lloyd George, the worst government ever. Yeah? Not only did he give everyone the vote, a very bad idea in my view. Do you want accountants voting? No, you fucking don't. Secondly, he was a Liberal. Thirdly, he was Welsh. Worst government ever. Can't argue. But there's the thing. We can do this. Times are tough right now, of course. Because the old Euro crisis. Now, the Euro crisis is very complicated. And the Euro crisis is so bad right now, it's so bad, the Euro crisis right now, the world is looking to the Germans for leadership and the French for moral courage. I mean, whichever way you cut that, that's a fuck up, isn't it? Now, truth with the Euro is it's very, very complicated. The Euro crisis is extremely complicated. It's extremely complicated. It's so complicated, no one can explain it satisfactorily, right? Now, Paul, maths teacher, you must have paid attention to some of this, yeah? Explain the Euro crisis for me. Go. Come on, Paulie.
Spent too much money.
Spent too much money. OK, right. Good answer. I like it, yeah? But, truth is, mate, it's much more complicated than that, yeah? Because that's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Any discussion you get into about the Euro, the smartest thing to do, whatever anyone says to you about the Euro, is simply to reply, no, it's much more complicated than that. That way, you appear more intelligent and therefore win. It's genius, because the thing with the Euro, right, is there is a temptation, a pretty solid temptation with the Euro crisis to explain it all in terms of crude national stereotypes. There is a tendency to do that. It's much more complicated, the idea that the Germans want to rule the world, right? And in order to do that, they make stuff people actually like and then sell it very successfully, right? No, it's much more complicated than that. It's much more complicated the fact that the French only really want to work till they're 52, only really want to work till Thursday lunchtime and expect the rest of us to fucking pay for it. No, it's much more complicated than that. It's much more complicated the fact that Italy is basically one giant money laundering scheme. It's much more complicated. It's much more complicated the fact that half of Spain is asleep and the other half hasn't got a fucking job. It's much more complicated than that. It's much more complicated the fact that Ireland is Ireland. It's much more complicated than that. It's much more complicated the fact that Polish people want to work. They want to work, they work hard, they do a good job, and they make the rest of us look like a bunch of slack, feckless wankers with a thumb up our arse who've forgotten the meaning of graft. No, it's much more complicated than that. The truth is, it's hard to explain. But whoever set it up must have known what they were doing, surely. Yeah? I mean, have we got any bankers present? Any bankers in? Banker and accountant, someone who understands? Up there, up there. You're an accountant. Good girl. What's your name, love? Mandy. Mandy is handy with figures. Good girl. Now, Mandy, if I go to a bank to set up a business, right, they'll run some checks on me, won't they? Yeah. Of course they will. Of course they will, right? So you think whoever set up the Euro must have done some checks. They do checks. They do checks. They do checks on you, Mike, if you wanted to borrow money. On you, Dave, if you want to borrow on you, Paul. They do Stu. They do checks on all of us. Obviously, in my case, because I've died in 4 consecutive pub fires for tax... tax and insurance purposes, it's a little more difficult. But you just click the terms and conditions box on a website and the rest fucking happens. Now, the point is, right, yeah, whoever set the Euro up must have done some checks. They must have done a couple of checks. Perhaps on Greece, for instance, just to pick a name out of the hat. Maybe they checked that Greece, in its history, has defaulted, has gone bankrupt as a country 5 fucking times! In 1824, 1843, 1860, 1890 and 1932. You'd think they might have known that. You'd think they might have known the last time Greece was in a currency union, the Latin currency union, that ran to 1932. Greece was kicked out in 1908 for fiddling the fucking books and borrowing more money than it could afford to pay back. You'd think someone might have fucking checked. But no. Much more complicated than that. Now, the thing is... But I'm going to try and explain the euro now. I'm going to try and do it, right? Because it's difficult to understand. We've got Plod here. We want him to be able to get to the scene of the crime as quickly as possible. So, I'm going to explain it in terms that our special squad can understand. So, the front row, you are now the mighty nations of Europe. All of you are now the mighty nations of Europe. I want to get your loose change out. Your smallest shrapnel, just the tiniest bits and pieces you've got. Get your loose change out now. You are now the mighty nations of Europe, embarking on a single currency plan. I am the European Central Bank, right? I'm just going to come and pop down here. OK, cough up. Come on. And you, love. You haven't got any money, of course not. But teacher, pleading. Chuck it in, good boy. Across we come. Here we go, love. Excellent, good man. Cool, look at the size of that unit. Jesus. I didn't do it, officer. OK. Come on, love. Mike hasn't got any money on him. Chuck it in. Oh, look at that. £4.50. You want to be Germany, do you? OK. Come on. You haven't got any. OK. Here we go. Chuck it in. Thanks, mate. OK. Fantastic. Yeah, don't worry about it. OK. Fantastic. You are now the mighty nations of Europe. You've all contributed to me, the European Central Bank. You are now all members of the euro. You are now all of equal worth, equal value. You have the same currency, the euro. You are all the same. That goes in there. And that is the end of that section of the show. Right now, Great Britain's in trouble. And the main reason right now for that is that Great Britain is in trouble because the kids are out of control, aren't they? Yeah? Yeah? Kids these days, out of control, aren't they? And I need to speak to the parents. Where are the parents? Hands up, the parents, because you're our front line. You're our front line. Round of applause for our front line, the parents. A round of applause. They're on the front line. Our parents on the front line. And you're doing a shit fucking job. For God's sake. Don't ask him what he wants for his tea. Tell him he's having chips. What's wrong with you people? Don't ask him, he's a kid. And don't listen to Jamie Oliver either. He's a twat. The point is, we have to take control because the kids have somehow ended up in charge. And the reason for this is because all the adults now think they're kids, don't they? Act like kids, think they're kids. As a result, the kids think they're adults, don't they? They're swapped, yeah? So we live in a world where the adults think they're kids and the kids think they're adults. And then the kids who think they're adults have more kids who think they're adults, and then they have more kids who think they're adults. As a result, you've got adults who think they're kids, raising kids who think they're adults, raising kids who think they're adults, raising kids who think they're adults, yeah? Some of these children are their own fucking grandparents. You're quite right, it doesn't make any sense, but that's not the point. The point is we have to do something about it right now. Kids, I mean, really, kids these days, they don't know the meaning of hard work, do they? You agree with that? They don't know the meaning of hard work. I mean, if they can't even pull their trousers up, how are they ever going to complete a day's work, for Christ's sake? They're called underpants because they go under, don't they? They're not called small at the back to top of the arse crack pants, are they? Underpants. But kids don't know the meaning of hard work. They don't know the meaning of graft. They don't know the meaning of getting stuck in. They don't know the meaning of the hard yards. They don't know the meaning of an honest day's toil. They don't know the meaning of sweat on their brow. They don't know that they've got to get stuck in. They don't know that life is about putting stuff in if you want to get stuff out. Now, I don't know why this is. I'd look into it, but it looks like a big fucking job I can't be asked. The truth is this. We need to do something right now to teach kids the meaning of hard work. And my recommendation that I put to you tonight is what we need to do is build some pyramids. We need, between Brighton and London, before next Christmas, 25 pyramids. Proper pyramids, 1.8 million 20-ton bricks like in Egypt, Yeah, and they've got to build them without a hard hat, without a high vis. They've got to drag the pyramid on a log, on a string, with a bloke with a stick fucking hitting them. And then what we do is we kill a celebrity, and the celebrity's put inside the pyramid, yeah, so they don't worship celebrities anymore, and that will show the Chinese we're back in fucking business. Yeah. Okay. Can you argue with that? That's a common sense solution. You can't argue with that, can you? Yeah? And the thing is, we need to do something. But being a parent's a difficult business, isn't it? And part of the big problem right now, one of the main problems with parenting, with having kids, of course, is anyone can have kids, can't they? There's no test, is there? There's no badge, there's no proficiency, there's no exam. Anyone can just have kids. I mean, you and me, Tash, we could make a baby, love. You and me. Anyone can have a kid. Anyone can have kids. And it's tough being a dad. Dave, you got kids? Tough, innit? 2 kids. Tough being a dad, innit? I mean, there you are, special plod, but being a dad's more difficult, innit?
A lot harder.
A lot harder. It's a tough business being a father. And we talk a lot about this, me and the other dads, in the group. The other dads seeking legal redress, so to speak. Justice, as it were. Yeah, they're a nice bunch of boys. I'll drive the van, but I'm not putting on a costume. Now, put this. We talk about this in the group a lot. We talk about it a lot in the group. We have a motto in the group. There's 2 D's in dad. That's what we say. There's 2 D's in dad. And they stand for something very important. Now, obviously, there's 2 M's in mum. Don't know what they stand for. I don't really give a shit, to be honest. More money, probably. You got a fucking boyfriend, he can pay for it. Yeah. There's 2 D's in dad. And we talk about this a lot. There's 2 D's in dad, because being a father, you have to set an example, and that's where these 2 D's come from. Decisions and discipline. Those are the 2 D's in dad. Decisions and discipline. Because as a father, Dave, you know this, you have to set an example. In modern Britain, they say you shouldn't drink in front of your children. That's all very well, but how are they ever going to learn what your main interest is? The truth is... The 2 D's in dad, and what do they stand for? They stand for decisions and discipline. And the thing is, in modern Britain, discipline is a difficult business for the modern parent with kids the way they are. Kids out of control and the way society views the whole thing. Yet you're worried about the consequences, aren't you, of discipline? Difficult decisions, hard, real choices as a parent in modern Britain right now. I mean, do you turn him in or do you keep the flat screen? That's a difficult choice. Especially if it's HD. I mean, the quality on that, once you've gone HD, you can't go back, can you? The thing is, we need to take control. You and me, the parents, need to take action. The parents, the grandparents, the uncles, the aunties, the cousins, the teachers. Everyone needs to take control. The big brothers, the big sisters. We need to take action. We need to take the country back, make the kids back into kids, and the adults need to return to being adults. It's up to us to do that. So, there's something I want you to do. Something I want you to do for me. Tonight, when you get in tonight, I want you to wake the kids. I want you to bring them down in the lounge, sit them on the couch in the lounge. I want you to look them in the eye, and say to them firmly and sternly, but with love. If you want, touch their elbow for emphasis, that's up to you. I'll leave that part to you. There's something I need to tell you. There's something I need to tell you right now. That's why I woke you up. There's something I need to tell you before it's too late. There's something I need to tell you because we need to nip this in the bud right now. There's something I need to tell you, and this is the most important thing you're ever going to hear. There's something I need to tell you right now because I love you, because I care about you, your family, your culture, your country, and Western civilization itself. There's something I need to tell you because if I don't tell you this, no one else will. And if I don't tell you this, it'll be too late. There's something I need to tell you right now, and I'm telling you this because it's true, because I'm being honest. And truth and honesty together are the purest expression of love one human being can make to another. And I love you. There's something I need to tell you right now, and you have to disregard what anyone else might tell you on this subject. Right? Because this is the truth. It's the best piece of advice you'll ever be given. There's something I need to tell you right now, and it's this. Listen. You can't fucking sing. fucking nan says you can't fucking sing. Now go to bed. And if you do that when you get in, ladies and gentlemen, we will have made the first step to saving this country, because kids have got to realise dreams do not come true. Right? Look at this front row. Dreams do not come true.